in Chapter 8 is we're going to work on polynomials, which just means there's lots of parts. So in the last chapter, we worked on a monomial. And what were the three parts of a monomial? Start us off.
A number.
A number. A variable. And what's the third one?
Product.
The product of a number and variable. So we took a number times a variable, okay? So a monomial, we have already studied quite a bit, okay? What we're going to study now is, in this chapter, we're going to start looking at binomials and trinomials. Now, all of this fits underneath the category of a polynomial. A polynomial just means many parts, okay? All right, so when we're looking at this, we're going to kind of start a list here. Can someone give me an example of a monomial? Give me an example. X3. Okay, so let's go ahead and start writing. 3x. Give me a different example.
3x.
3x. Okay? Would something like x squared y to the third, would that be okay?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So all of these are just examples of a monomial. There's one part to it. Okay? So mono meaning one. Okay? Mono means one part. Okay? Poly means many. There are lots of parts to things. Okay? Binomial, what's binomial mean? Two parts. What about trinomial?
3.
Good. 3 parts. Okay? So now, when I'm looking at a monomial, we are going to pick up a little bit of new vocabulary today. One of them being a degree. Okay? And a degree tells us normally how many times something crosses the x-axis. Okay? So in this case, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 degrees. Okay? Does that make sense? So it's how many times it crosses the x. We don't care about the y. Okay? Now, we have been working on lines, right? That's what we've primarily been working on this year. We worked on a line. So if we think about an equation of a line, like y equals 2x minus 3, right? So you'd start at -3 and go up 2 over 1 and make your line. Okay? What's your exponent on that guy, on that x right there? 1. You had an exponent of 1. How many times does it cross the x-axis? 1 time. Okay? We're going to start in the next chapter talking about what happens when we have something like x squared minus 2x plus 3. Well, that squared tells us it's going to cross at 2 points. Okay? So that degree, or that exponent, tells us how many times it crosses the x-axis. Okay? So now, if we're looking at just the number, let's start with x. Okay? So what would my degree of x be? What's my exponent there?
1.
1. Okay? So I'm going to put off the side here a different color. Degree for this guy is 1. Okay? It has an exponent of a 1. Okay? What about the 3x? Okay? 1 again. Okay, guys? It's only the degree on the variable. On the variable only. Okay? So this would be of 1. All right? Now, if I just say y to the 4th, what would my degree of that guy be?
4.
4. Degree of 4. Okay? Now let's come back up here to 3. What's your degree of 3?
0.
0. There's no variable, so there's no degree. So my degree will equal 0 here. Okay? All right, now kind of a tricky one here. What do you guys think the degree of this guy would be?
5.
Very good, 5. Okay? If you kind of read through some of that vocabulary words, it said to add them up. Okay? So you're going to take 2 plus 3, and you'll have a degree of 5. Okay? Okay, does anybody have questions so far about monomial or degree? Doing good? Okay, let's go to the next one then. Binomial. Binomial. Does someone want to try to give me an example of a binomial?
2 plus 2.
Okay, he says 2 plus 2. I agree there are 2 parts. However, why would this not be a binomial? No, I mean, monomial worked, right? 3 didn't have a variable, we called it 1 part. So that's not the reason. Can you put together 2 plus 2?
Yeah.
Can you put together 2 plus 2?
Yeah,
Okay, so 2 plus 2 is the same thing as 4, right? So that guy actually would be a monomial. Because if you can clean it up, you got to clean it up. Okay? So we don't want to call 2 plus 2. Could we fix it? James, can you come up with a way to fix that so that we couldn't add them together?
2 plus x.
Okay, 2 plus x. Now I've got a binomial. Okay? So over here, let's go ahead and put this example of 2 plus 2. Okay? So you understand that this would be equal to 4. This monomial. That's an example of a monomial. Now, what would your degree for this guy be? 0, because there's no variable. Okay? All right, so now we've got 2 plus x. Anybody want to give me a different example?
X minus x.
Okay. X minus x. Can you clean that up?
X to the first and
Well, I mean, what's x minus x? What's 1 minus 1?
0.
So what is that really?
It's monomial.
Okay, so can you come up with a way to fix that instead of saying x minus x?
2x minus
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's his thing. What do you got?
or 2x minus x.
Okay.
It'd be 2x minus y.
Okay, 2x minus y. Okay, because if you have the same variable, we've got to put it together. So a 2x minus x would have gave me a 1x, which is also still a monomial. It's got originally 2 parts, but if you can combine that, you have to do it and then call it. Okay? All right. So now he says 2x minus y. I like it. But here's my question. When you look through your vocabulary, the word sum pops up. That's right. So why is this okay? Because this is okay. Why is that okay even though the definition says sum?
Because you can't add them? Or
Well, but it says sum, but I have a subtraction problem up there. Why is that okay?
they're both monomial. So, well, yeah.
But it says sum. You're missing the point. It says sum. Okay? Can you rewrite this as plus negative?
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if it's addition or subtraction. You can rewrite all subtraction if you had to. We do not have to do that. Okay? So in this case, having just 2x minus y is okay. Okay? It's okay to have x to the third minus 2x squared. Okay? That's okay. It's okay to have a subtraction sign in there. Okay? It would be okay also if you started combining variables and said like xy plus 3x squared y. It's okay as long as we got 1, 2 parts. Okay? And it meets the rules of a monomial. Okay? Now, what if I said x to the negative 4 plus 6? Does that work?
No.
Why?
You need different exponent.
What about the negative exponent?
Wouldn't
Oh, you have to
flip
flip.
When we have to drop this down? And are we allowed to divide by a variable?
No.
No division of a variable. Alright? So this would be 1 over x to the 4th plus 6. A negative exponent is no good. Alright, it's still a no. It was a no when we worked on monomials. It's still a no now on everything else. You cannot have a negative exponent. Okay? On your variable. I should say that, on your variable. Okay? Alright, so that would be an example of a no. Alright, now let's talk about degrees. If you read your definition that you just did, it's talking about the greatest exponent. Okay? So we're going to talk about each one individually. You're going to look at each part. Okay? What's your degree of 2? 0, right? We just talked about there's no variable. So we have a degree of 0. What's your degree of x? 1. Now on the definition it says pick the greatest. So which one's bigger?
1.
1. So your degree here would be 1. Okay? Alright, 2x. What's your degree on 2x?
1.
1. What's your degree on y?
Negative 1.
No, it's still just a 1, right? We're looking at exponents, so it's still a 1. So in this case, which one's bigger?
They're same.
Well, they're the same. So it doesn't really matter. You're going to have a 1. Okay? Alright, Emma, what's your degree on x to the third?
3.
Good, 3. Tatiana, what's your degree on 2x squared? 2. Okay, Caitlin, which one's bigger? 3. So your degree is 3. Does that make sense? Okay. Alright, Chloe, what do you think your degree is here for xy?
1.
Not quite.
2.
2, okay. 1 and 1, right? They're side by side. We add them up. So 1 and 1 would be 2. All right, what about 3x squared y? Malcolm, 3x squared y.
2.
Not
Or-
quite.
3.
Guys, let people answer without talking over.
You just changed.
Right, you have 2 and 1, right?
Does it remind you?
So that would be 3. Does that make sense? Okay, so now what's your degree going to be here?
3.
3. Okay, let's try one more of those. I'm not confident you understand what's going on. Okay? All right, so if I have negative 4a squared b to the 4th plus 6a b to the 3rd. Okay, Ellie, start us off. What's our degree of the first part here? 6, right? 2 plus 4 is 6. What's our degree, Peyton, of this guy right here?
On A.
Of this guy right here, what's our degree?
Yeah, 3.
Not quite.
Or
Okay, you have 3 here. How many, what's the next one on the A?
4, 1.
Be 1, that's right. So then 1 plus 3 is 4, okay? So Diana, which one's bigger?
6.
Good, so you have a degree of 6, okay?